Democratic Arizona Senator Ruben Gallego is set to meet with voters at the Iowa State Fair tomorrow, and he plans to discuss the widespread impacts of President Trump's recently passed budget bill. Gallego's trip to Iowa comes after a visit to Pennsylvania in May and weeks ahead of a planned trip to New Hampshire. So what do those three states have in common? They are all key stops for presidential campaigns. CBS News Executive Director of White House and Politics, Fin Gómez, joins us now. And Fin, I was promised that you'd be joining us from the State Fair, so I don't know where your corn dog is, but we'll get to that in a moment. First, though,
I already ate it. I ate like 4 of them.
Good. I'm glad you're taking care of business. It's really interesting to hear this, though. Pennsylvania, New Hampshire, Iowa. Could this be seen as an early sign of 2028 presidential, ambitions from Gallego?
Look, if it looks like a duck, if it walks like a duck, and typically it's probably a duck. But I mean, yes, we are 450 plus days away from the midterms. We're nearly 1,200 days away from the 2028 presidential elections in that November. It's a ways away, August 2025. But what you're seeing with Gallego is that he's raising his profile. He's raising his profile by going to these early nominating states. Tomorrow, here in Des Moines, he will be attending that Iowa State Fair, the iconic Iowa State Fair, where many presidential hopefuls go to. It's a rite of passage here in the Hawkeye State. If you are interested in or contemplating a run for the White House, it's a mandatory stop. At the same time, it's not just him. There's a variety of different Democrats you're seeing. Wes Moore also went to South Carolina. That's the governor from Maryland who's getting a lot of attention. Gavin Newsom, the governor from California, has also gone to some of these early nominating states. But there's a slew of them. When Gallego was asked by Major Garrett on the Takeout show a little while ago, a few days ago, he didn't deny it, but he said he's trying to accumulate allies to combat against the Trump policies. But at the same time, by not saying no, it definitely increased and definitely added to that mounting speculation that he is considering a White House bid.
Yeah, Gallego is not the only one doing some traveling. Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin is set to visit South Carolina this weekend, and that's after he visited Iowa last month. As you know, though, he has denied plans to run for president in 2028. But does this agenda of rather particular summer travel plans suggest otherwise?
Again, I think it looks like, kind of looks like a duck, right? And like in this kind of situation, he has denied it, but by going to these early states, he's headlining this big fundraising dinner, the Silver Elephant Dinner in South Carolina tomorrow. He was here in Iowa last month. So yes, I mean, it seems to many Republicans I spoke to that he's someone that he's testing the waters there. Also speaking to Republicans, they say that it's also very important not to try to get in front of what the White House is doing, what President Trump is doing. Potential Republican contenders who are considering bids for the White House are doing it somewhat tacitly, because if you appear to be too out front in your interests, if you appear in your efforts to potentially run, it could irk that political operation, the political machine that surrounds President Trump. And it's also he himself, President Trump also, if you recall this, Nancy, at a press conference earlier this week, he was asked about 2028, and he said that he really pointed to Vice President Vance as a potential 2028 candidate, and also his Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, who did run against him in 2016, if you recall, as a potential ticket. So it does add, again, we're so far away from the 2028 election cycle, but, it feels like it's already started.
It certainly does. I hope you get some funnel cake out there. Fin Gómez, thank you very much.